Hi, welcome to this presentation on the Sports Academies here at Moulton College. A little bit unusual doing it this way, but hopefully you'll find this presentation useful and informative as I take you through what our academies look like, how they work, what our expectations are of either you or your child here at the college. So my name is Tom Brinkley. I'm one of the Associate Programme Coordinators in Sport, and I'm also the Head of Basketball. I also lead across our academy structure across the college. So I will support our football, basketball, rugby provisions as examples, liaising with our partner clubs, ensuring the right coaches in the right place, the right time, ensuring that we're in the right competitions, etc. I'm a former international athlete in my youth, retired at 21. And I've also worked within Elite Pathways through a number of sports for a number of years. Because I've worked in that, I've been able or fortunate enough to coach a wide range of abilities and sports. From the youngest I've taught is mums and tots in terms of swimming, and the oldest I've taught is a 80-year-old powerlifter. So quite a range. I'm also a UK anti-doping educator, so quite well versed in what's going on in the world of anti-doping and what you can or cannot do. So, why would you choose our academies at Moulton? I think personally because we're awesome, but also because we're currently advertising these six academies: athletics, basketball, cricket, football, rugby and netball. I do have to point out, obviously, there's a numbers caveat to this, that we do need appropriate numbers in order for an academy to run. So if I was only to have 4 basketballers, I would have an issue because I need a starting 5 anyway. So one of those things that we do look at is where sometimes academies don't reach their benchmark number, that we sometimes try and reallocate them if we can into another academy. Athletics is normally quite a popular one. So in previous years where there's not been enough hockey players to necessitate an academy, they've gone and cross-trained and supplemented themselves with the athletics academy, so endurance, agility, speed, etc. Again, we deal with that on a one-to-one basis. Just because you're not on an academy does not mean that has to affect your academic course either. So you'll see there just some of the images taken from this year of our footballers training on our 3G pitch up at Holcott. Some of the rugby players also playing on one of our 2 rugby pitches at Holcott. And then Jamal and Nico, 2 of my basketball players, doing training also at Holcott, funnily enough. So what do our academies include? All your training sessions are timetabled, so they're ring-fenced. They're part of your attendance. So if you don't turn up for, let's say, strength and conditioning because you don't like the gym, that will start going against your attendance across your time at the college. It all goes together. Excuse me. Part of this is where you get your strength and conditioning sessions with our UKSCA accredited staff. So in the image you'll see there is Tom Shaw, who is our head of strength and conditioning. He also leads on our degree programme for strength and conditioning. He is an encyclopedia of sport and S&C. We're incredibly fortunate to have him at the college as staff. Tom and I worked around each other for a couple of years in basketball, having never met until I came to the college. He's also worked with elite levels in cricket, and he supports all of our athletes well and truly above and beyond so many times. You'll be coached by a range of coaches who are all suitably qualified to be at the college and coaching, whether that be Bill, who works in our athletics academy, also does work for GB Athletics, to Phil, who's our head of rugby, who has been the Midlands head coach for a number of years, Tim, who's worked at some fantastic clubs in the past, Wolves, West Brom, Stoke City. You've also got professional coaches that will come in from, at the minute, Northampton Saints, and our engagement with, or our partnership with Northamptonshire County Cricket means you'll get professional coaches from professional clubs coming to work with you and or your child. You've got the opportunities to compete for the college in a range of competitions, which I can show you in a later slide. And you do have use of our outstanding facilities. We do try and utilise our facilities to the best of our abilities within our timetabled sessions. So sometimes, I know for myself during pre-season last year, we were fortunate enough to use the athletics track a few times with some of the speed and agility work that I wanted to do. Also, I know that Tim also sometimes comes in and does some indoor work in terms of skills session with his footballers at our Pittsford site. So we do try and mix and match. Also, when the weather's not been great and pitches, and I don't have this problem as a basketball coach, but the pitches are waterlogged to the point where they're not usable or frozen, we've been able to incorporate spin cycling sessions, etc., to still give the athletes a productive session still. And we have the professional setting expectations. Our bar is high for a reason, because we want you to leave us with that high level of professionalism, interest, and skill set, as well as knowledge. You'll see on a later slide what we're expecting you in terms of look, in terms of when you train. Obviously, for playing games or competing, we provide the playing kit, but there's the expectation that students will purchase the training kit. So looking at our facilities here at the college, at the minute, Moulton College is actually 3 sites. You've got main site, which is in Moulton, Holcott, and Pittsford. The reason main site does not appear on this map is because this is just about the sports pitches. There's no sports pitches at main site. So all of our kind of work, as it were, are based at Pittsford and Holcott, and you'll see we've got a wide range of pitches there available, and the athletics track to the north of the pitch, or to the top of the pitch, I should say. We've got 2 sports halls, one at Pittsford, one at Holcott. The one at Pittsford will hold netball, volleyball, futsal, and various indoor sports, whereas the sports hall at Holcott is a general kind of all-purpose, almost like a traditional sports hall, which is primarily where the basketball players or basketball academy are in situ, because that's where our basketball hoops are. We also have a small golf simulator in that site as well, which is fantastic. But we do try and use what we have to our advantage here at the college. You'll also see at times visiting teams will come and use our facilities. Last year we had the Swedish under-15 rugby team come across and train out of our facility. England under 18s, I believe, came and used our facilities for an Easter camp. You'll also see Northampton Town. Their scholars are based at the college, so they will come and train during the day. And again, they look amazing in their kind of maroon and yellow gold tops. You can see them a mile away. They look very professional and fantastic. And you'll also sometimes see the Northampton Town first team training at the college as well. So not only do we put our expectations of professionalism onto the students, but the students can also see and witness that from current actual professionals in sport. I alluded to earlier about that look, about what we kind of expect in terms of appearance at training. So all the academy athletes are expected to purchase their training kit, and there's different bundles for different sports. A basketballer needs a very different bundle to a footballer or rugby player's example. So we've tailor-made them to each academy, and you can also supplement them with additional pieces of kit if you need socks, shorts, extra t-shirts, etc. These are our minimum expectation. So for myself, as the basketball coach or head of basketball, I expect all my players to have purchased the training pack, so that when they turn up for training, they turn up in the top left-hand image, which is the black training vest and shorts, which is also reversible. And again, that element of professionalism. Basketballers have a slight addition to their kit. If they wish it, they can purchase their playing kit to have their own name and number on the back. It's not something we can do as of yet for the other academies. In terms of competitions available, we are affiliated with the Associations of Colleges, which is AOC, which is what you'll see on your screen there. And you'll see we work under the guise or under the guidance of various national governing bodies: Basketball England, the FA, England Rugby, England Schools Athletics. And this is because we play league games, cup games. We also have our regional AOC championships, where students compete for the college to then, if they win, they then get to represent the region at the national championships. So last year we had 21 students do that, which was fantastic. The college hasn't had that number for a number of years. So predominantly built up of athletics and the basketball academy, as we won our East Midlands tournament and we were regional champions. So you can see there we've got the National League, the Under-19 Alliance, the FA Youth Cup. Because of the amount of, again, depending upon numbers, means more teams, means more ability to play in more and a wider range of competitions. We also try and arrange friendlies where appropriate and where possible. We're also very mindful about loading of student athletes, especially when they're in heavy training phases, etc. We don't want to overload and promote injury. We want to do the exact opposite. We want to try and promote recovery and try and promote well-being as opposed to overload. In terms of opportunities, we try and give a wide range. So here, just a few kind of snippets of the last year. On the top left-hand corner, we've got Ollie Frostick, the young man in his training kit, stood next to Phil Powell, who's our head of rugby. Ollie was selected for the Scotland Under-18s rugby union team this year. Very proud of his achievements this year. He's a really nice lad. The middle picture along the top row is of one of our academy groups going off to Wembley Stadium for the day for a talk or series of talks with UCFB, who run degree programs at Wembley, the Etihad. I can't remember where the other place is. But you must acknowledge they all look great in their academy kits there. On the top right-hand side, we've then got my regional winning basketball squad, or team from the day, actually, because there's 4 members not there. Very proud of the achievement there. We've got the football team after one of their last fixtures in the first year. One of the last fixtures from last year. We've got 2 of our athletics ladies next to that working hard in the gym. Daisy and Taylise. Daisy is a long jumper, and Taylise was a 100-metre, 200-metre runner. Phenomenal young athlete. And then on the right-hand side, we've got Ellis, Kieran and Akil, all second-year rugby players who have played Midlands, East Midlands, and were trialling with Coventry towards the end of last season. They've all now gone on to apply for universities and to try and get some scholarships in relation to rugby and to try and push on with their education and their physical game. So what we'd really like to do is pretty much what the 3 rugby players are trying to do, is trying to elevate themselves and move on to that next level. Ideally, we'd like that to stay with us. So one of my jobs over the next year to 2 plus is to build our academy structure into our degree programs here at Moulton College. So as part of that progress, or part of that, we need to have strong, robust partners. So within basketball, we now have a partnership with Northamptonshire Titans, giving players the opportunity of playing top-level under-18s, or if they're very good, Division 2, Division 3 basketball in terms of the men's game. We also have our professional link with Northamptonshire County Cricket, where the players will be transported by the college, from college to training and back. They'll be coached there by the professional coaches from Northamptonshire Cricket. We have our partnership with Northampton Saints, where some of their coaches come in every training session, will coach with our players, either up at Holcott or Pittsford, depending which pitch is being used. And football, we have a few coaches that we use who are very highly skilled and highly trained, but we also have got a partnership which will be announced in the upcoming weeks, and we will then have that ability of progression routes in terms of football, where our players could go and play up to under 21 level, and also the kind of semi-pro, and also have some of their coaches come to the college as well. We would really like, as I said, to have you or your child stay with us and do their degree. That would be amazing, especially if they're happy, they're safe, they're engaging, they are developing physically, mentally, and academically. But we'd also really like them to, if they really could, kind of progress into the professional realms. So what we have at the bottom is 2 young men from the college who have recently progressed into the professional realms. We've got Caleb on the left-hand side, who is a scholar at Northampton Town. Caleb wasn't with Northampton Town as under 16. He happened to have got a trial during his first year at college. The head of football managed to agree with Northampton Town to give him an opportunity of a 2-week trial. They were that impressed with him. They gave him a contract. They're that impressed with him that he was on the bench for the FA Cup replay against Derby County this season. And then on the right-hand side, the young man in the Saints jersey is Tommy Freeman. Tommy's a fullback for Saints. He was a resident here at the college. I was fortunate enough to teach Tommy for a year. Very likeable, intelligent young man. He will frequently come back to the college now, show his face at training, pop along to games, fixtures. He'll talk to students about what it's really like going out into the real world as a young man and as an athlete. But again, do have a very big kind of open door policy for our alumni to come back in and tell students what it is really like out there, what it's like to have other coaches talk to you, what it's like when it's going well, when it's not going well. We've had students who've gone away onto professional contracts with Coventry in terms of rugby, who've unfortunately got injured very, very quickly, who've then been rehabbing, and they've come back to talk to us, and they'll come back and talk to our players as well, which is a fantastic thing. But what you will get with us here at Moulton is you'll get your coaches or coaching staff go above and beyond. They will reach out to their contacts, their network, and bring people in who are not for their benefit or my benefit, but for your benefit. Examples of this that I can give you are, I was fortunate enough to get one of the top-ranked GB under-18 players to send a personal message to my basketball players about what it takes to get to his level. Fortunate enough, I worked with him at England under-15s for a couple of years. I know that we're looking at trying to get some professional players, both football and rugby, to come in to talk to players about what it is really like being a professional athlete, what the expectations really are, because we can tell and show you this from our own experiences and knowledges. However, as some parents will agree, children don't always listen to the people they listen to the most. But if you put somebody in front of them with better bells and whistles, they'll probably listen to them a bit more. So hopefully this presentation has answered some of your queries, concerns, thoughts. If they haven't, please feel free to drop a question in the chat tab, and I'll do my utmost to answer them for you. So thank you ever so much for your time. You don't have to listen to my voice anymore. And hopefully see you sometime soon at Moulton. Thanks very much.